There seems to be a quiet transformation going on in the Canadian auto marketplace as more and more Canadians are migrating towards diesel products. And there isn't a week that goes by where we don't receive an email from one of our viewers asking about the availability of diesel vehicles.
Currently, the only passenger vehicles that are also offered with a diesel engine are German. Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, and Audi have all invested heavily in clean diesel technologies so that they can sell their vehicles here in North America, which has the strictest diesel emission standards anywhere in the world. This is the second generation Touareg. Yes, Volkswagen did do a facelift to the original model a few years ago, but this 2011 model is all new. The body is still built in the same factory as the Porsche Cayenne, but the engine and suspension components are different.
Handsome, I think, is a good word to describe this new Touareg. What they've done is they've taken the same grille and headlight design that you find in the rest of the Volkswagen family. They've grafted it onto the front of this midsize SUV with pretty good effect. The bright chrome accent strip along the bottom of the doors is a nice touch, as is the polished skid plate just under the rear hatch opening. The rest of the packaging is very tidy, what you would expect from Volkswagen, but done with a little bit more curb appeal than the previous model. Base models come with 18-inch wheels, but the sport package is a bargain, getting these 20-inch wheels, xenon headlights, and a sport suspension for just $2,500 more.
The Touareg TDI has 3 available trim levels to choose from. Our base model here is the Comfort line, then there's the High line, and the top trim level is the Exec line. Our Comfort line is also equipped with the optional Sport package. The standard interior looks fantastic, and it has a long list of toys. These include navigation, power driver's seat, heated seats, iPod connectivity, and Bluetooth, to name a few. The TDI also gets a power liftgate, which is a nice touch. The biggest surprise is the standard center touchscreen with navigation, something that most companies charge a premium for. The only complaint is the radio screen has a bland monochromatic display.
Okay, there's something I want to point out about the interior of this Touareg. This is the base model, as Lacey mentioned, but it is spectacular. Notice the seats. They look like premium leather, but on closer inspection, they're actually leatherette or faux leather, but they are the best fake leather seats I've ever seen. It isn't a 3-row vehicle. If you want a 3-row vehicle, you've got to migrate up to Audi and get it in the Q7.
There are several advantages to choosing a diesel over a regular V6 gasoline engine. The first is the fuel savings, which is significant, especially when compared to other SUVs. The TDI is rated at 11.1 liters per 100K in the city and just 7 liters on the highway. And in mixed city and highway driving, we were able to get 9.7 liters per 100K over a 2-week period. That's pretty impressive. The second, and arguably the icing on the cake, is the improved drivability of the TDI. The 406 pound-feet of torque helps propel this big SUV from traffic light to traffic light with absolute ease, and cruising on the highway is bliss. Even though this is a mid-size SUV, it feels very nimble and it's easy to maneuver in busy traffic. The brakes are a little bit on the heavy side, but they definitely remind me that I am in a bigger, more powerful vehicle.
This latest generation Touareg is also lighter, making steering and maneuvering a snap. Now, we already mentioned the Sport package for $2,300. That's a great value, makes the car even more responsive, especially with those big 20-inch wheels. The new 8-speed automatic shifts very quickly, or the driver can choose a sport mode or manual option for more control. All Touaregs come standard with all-wheel drive. Now, there are still some people out there that have some resistance towards diesel. I had an emailer say that they had interest in this vehicle, but their wife wouldn't get past the fact that it was a diesel. I said, take the vehicle home and don't tell your wife it's a diesel. Go for a drive and she'll never know, which is the truth. Only on startup you hear a little bit of diesel noise or when you're driving without the radio on, but for average everyday use, radio on, cruising around, you have no idea it's a diesel. There's no vibration and there's no smell. It's no compromise. Starting at just over $53,000, the Touareg TDI now has a distinct price advantage over both the Mercedes ML diesel and the BMW X5 diesel. Not the case in the past. Even with this new lower price alignment, there's no question that the Touareg is a premium product and not within reach of many buyers. The smaller Tiguan is an option, but it's not available with a diesel engine. Now this week, the same week we have the TDI from Touareg, I also have the hybrid Cayenne from Porsche. Both are built on the same platform, the bodies are made in the same plant, and then the body is shipped to the Porsche factory where they put all the Porsche bits on. Now that's a hybrid and this is a diesel. At the end of the day, that vehicle has pretty impressive technology, but I really think if I was putting my money down, the diesel would be the way to go. It's just a better overall experience. The torque and the power is intoxicating. It cruises along with ease. And I think, as we said off the beginning, more and more people are clamoring towards diesel for good reason.
So Zach, is the Touareg better than ever?
Absolutely, especially when you go for this TDI version with that beautiful 6-cylinder engine, turbo diesel. Now add in the 8-speed automatic and you get amazing efficiency. Also, it has better driving dynamics, especially with that inexpensive sport package. The outside is much more cohesive in its styling, and the inside, I think on the base model, the one we have here is spectacular. On the downside, niggly thing, the radio readout is really monochromatic, and these vehicles, they start around $53,000, but most of them are going to land around $60,000. You're in premium territory. You're fighting with BMW, Mercedes, and Audi. Other than that, spectacular vehicle. What do you think?
Well, Zach, for the starting price, you do get a long list of standard features. You touched on the fuel economy, but the TDI is absolutely amazing. It's bigger and roomier for everybody and for extra cargo. And the size, it's perfect. It's functional and very maneuverable. Now, on the downside, I didn't find the front seat to be very comfortable. The bottom of the seat was actually too long for me, and I really struggled to find a comfortable driving position, but that was it.
You know, the funny thing is I like the long seat bottom, and for taller drivers they'll probably think that's an excellent feature. Now there is one problem with this vehicle, Lacey. You know what it is? You have a very hard time getting one. The worldwide demand for Touaregs right now is so great, they don't have enough capacity to hit all those markets, especially China, which is growing so quickly. So if you want a TDI Touareg, you better get your order in quickly.
Looking for a vehicle that runs on diesel? See all our reviews at drivingtelevision.com.